Hello my friends, thank you so much for tuning into this channel. My name is Teresa and today I would like to tell you what does yoga mean. So first of all, yoga is the ancient system of human self-development, and I think is the most complete because it develops your physical body, normalizes your emotions, your mind, help you to find your inner balance, and has a lot of tools to do all of that. And I would say that yoga fundamentally transformed my life for better because I was always seeking for some knowledge about how this world works, how my inner world works. And yoga has again some tools to do that, to bring fully awareness to your life. But I'm still in the process, but I like the result that yoga gives me. And this is a different topic right now. What does yoga mean? Yoga means union. And union of what? It can be union of your body, mind, and your soul. You can find this balance and harmony. Then it can be union of all polarities, of masculine and feminine, of the right brain and left brain, of the Shiva and Shakti, of the yin and yang, of the person, of individual and universe. So, and we can find this union, this balance, our harmony, our inner peace through the yoga practices. And the greatest yogi of antiquity, Maharishi Patanjali, he had systemized and codified the existing knowledge and formed it in a 8 levels yoga system that helps practitioner to advance and progress on the path of yoga, helps people to achieve enlightenment and serve for the good of society. And now, thousands and thousands years ago, gurus and teachers, they were very strict about that practitioner first has to master the first 2 steps, which is Yama and Niyama, and then they will give you the rest of it, which is asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. And the reason why, because asana and pranayamas, they raises our energy a lot. So, and I would say that the first 2 steps, it's a very high moral steps. A lot of religion has them too. And so can you imagine if a person intentionally do a lot of bad stuff, and then that person will have more energy to do more bad stuff to the world, to the society. That's why it was for gurus and teachers were so important that practitioner has to master the first 2 steps and then continue on their path. So let's learn about these 2 principles of yoga, the first 2 principles of yoga. The first one is Yama and the second one is Niyama. So the first step is Yama, and Yama is universal ethical standards of human behavior, including 5 principles. The first principle of Yama is ahimsa. Ahimsa means does not cause harm to living being by thoughts, words, and actions, not committing violence to oneself and the natural order of the world. So the second principle of Yama is Satya. Satya means truthfulness. Sincere truthfulness with yourself helps you to identify the problem or the problems and begin the search for its solution. If a person is honest with oneself, then that person will build honest relationship with others. And everyone has an ego. And ego is the thoughts of our mind. A person who is guided by false thoughts, actions, and sayings, that person forms a reality that contradicts objective reality. And as a result, that person will spend a huge amount of vital life energy because he or she has to support these lies. The third principle of Yama is asteya. Asteya is the Sanskrit form for non-stealing. The basic idea of asteya is that a person should neither steal nor have the intention or desire to steal anything belonging to another person. And this applies to speech, thoughts, and as well as actions. And there are 4 types of theft. The first one is physical theft, when you take someone else's belongings which do not belong to you. The second one is when a person doesn't pay an agreed amount. Next one is theft on the mental level. Is when a person doesn't commit theft on a physical level, but thinks about it and doesn't do it under the pain of punishment. And the last one is when a person thinks, I would deceive others due their hard work. So another way of thinking about asteya is to avoid taking anything that is not freely given. The fourth principle of Yama is aparigraha. Aparigraha is the concept of non-possessiveness, non-greed, and non-attachment. It is the concept in which possession should include only what is necessary at a particular stage in one's life. Aparigraha teaches us that we should have only what we really need, and we have to let go of the unnecessary stuff. For example, we are people who are trying to gain a lot of material values in order to feel safe or just to show off, but we spend a huge amount of vital energy on making money. Then we are buying stuff, buying a lot of things, and continuing to spend life energy on maintaining them. And each thing in our house is saturated with our energy, and more stuff, more things we surround ourselves with, the more energy will be spent on maintaining it. That's why right now it's so popular, minimalism lifestyle. You can find a documentary movie on Netflix about it. It's, for example, some people may start a no spend challenge or only fill their home with items they absolutely need. So it was aparigraha. And the last principle of Yama, the fifth principle of Yama, is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is chastity, which can also be interpreted as sexual restraint or marital fidelity, but this can also be considered as abstinence or moderation in all impulses, not just sexual ones. It's emotional abstinence, intellectual, physical, and as well as attachment to taste sensation. And controlling our attachments is very important, because from indulging our passions and desires, we drain a huge amount of vital energy. And yogi know, when you practice brahmacharya, you become more healthier, wiser, and stronger. And most important, it helps us to achieve higher spiritual aims. The second step is Niyama. Niyama is the basis of personal behavior built on self-discipline. It's a way of applying the ethical codes of yoga to the own mind, body, and spirit, helping to create a positive environment internally. And practicing the niyamas give the yogi the inner strength, clarity, and discipline that he or she needs in order to progress on their spiritual journey. And if the principles of the Yama begin inside and then go outside, then the principles of Niyama, on the contrary, begin outside and then lead inward. And the first principle of Niyama is Shaucha. Shaucha means to keep the body and mind clean. It's purification, cleanliness, and clarity of the mind, communication, and physical body. The yogi's external environment affects his or her inner purity, and person must maintain purity at 4 levels. First, it's physical, which is we have to clean our body, home, and clothes. The second one is internal physical cleanliness, which is we have to clean and support our stomach, liver, kidneys, all our internal organs, and also consume fresh and healthy food. The third one is external mental cleanliness, which is the control and select information that comes from outside by advertisements, book, radio, and people. We have to perceive only the information that will be kind and beneficial to our mind. And the fourth is internal mental purity, means that we have to observe the hygiene of the mind and don't create thoughts that lead to a decrease in the waves of goodness and tranquility. And practices such as meditation can help us to cultivate cleanliness of the mind. Second principle of Niyama is Santosha. Santosha is the principle of satisfaction, happiness, and gratitude with what you already have. Santosha is when you're experiencing contentment and acceptance of the world, oneself, and circumstances exactly as they are. This means letting go of cravings of things that one doesn't have. And doing this is said to end one's suffering. And in every moment of your life, only you decide to be happy or unhappy. And Santosha teaches us that we are not dependent on the environment or circumstances. No one can affect your mood or self-esteem. Only you decide to be happy or unhappy. And the third step of Niyama is tapas. Tapas is asceticism or intense self-discipline. And also tapas helps us to create willpower through the discomfort. And this recognizes the need to someone do what is difficult or unpleasant in order to have a positive effect on one's life and existence. And tapas is a universal energy that can be accumulated, and with the help of tapas, people realize their desires and tasks. Tapas accumulates through discipline, patience, and austerity. And asceticism is an integral part of tapas. The discomfort that practitioner experiences on the mat is one of their austerities. And asceticism is the voluntary acceptance of discomfort, physical, mental, or any other, and overcoming unpleasant sensations. Hard work on oneself and effort of will allows you to accumulate that energy. And yogi knows that when a person lives for another world, meaning dying, that person can take only their accumulated tapas, only their energy, and as it's going to be as a mean for their development. And tapas accelerates any static, and if you follow this principle, darkness recedes. And the fourth principle of Niyama is Svadhyaya. Svadhyaya means self-development or the practice of self-reflection. And it may include using the scriptures or sacred texts as a tool for introspection and connection with the divine. In our world, we're never staying on the one level. We either moving forward or backward. And there's such a law: where you place your attention is where you place your energy. When we direct our attention to self-education, we are using our energy productively, and as a result, it helps our inner world to grow. When we're making efforts to self-development, reading primary sources of yoga, acquiring adequate knowledge, and then passing them through our own experience, in that way, we're changing our worldview, our goals, and we are becoming more altruistic. Ishvara Pranidhana. It is the last principle of Niyama, the fifth principle of Niyama, which is the basic step for meditation and dedication of all merits to the Almighty. In our life, there's always the presence of a high power, high wisdom, and the high consciousness gives us everything and takes everything. The most high consciousness is the primordial nature of light, and there is light in each of us. Therefore, devoting our lives to the benefits of others, not only do we get rid of pride and selfishness, but also we can find a purpose and peace in our lives. And if a person managed to figure out something and that person is able to convey to others, then this will be a step for his or her own development. My friends, that were 2 steps of yoga. And next time we're going to talk about asana, pranayama, and pratyahara. See you next time. Namaste.